So I'm waiting for my bank to open up. I'm going to walk. I haven't been to my bank. I've been a customer at my bank since 2008. I haven't done any drugs, not pot, nothing. And I never did crystal meth. I never did pills. Everybody's got to know my personal history, which I don't mind. But that sucks too, that you have people with drug paraphernalia in their house accusing me, making me feel that I have to say this on the internet. Now, they don't make me do that. Bonnie and Jim are not making me tell my life story on the internet, but that's how I reacted to Bonnie and Jim. Yeah, they were one reason why I did those things on the internet. Yeah, they were a catalyst. But no, my little history is not a lot of drugs. It's a sum total of about 2 years from age 25 to age 31. I went down, and so I have about 2 year bad life that I lived. But it wasn't with popping pills. I never did that. I never did crystal meth. I never shot up heroin. Nope. Didn't do heroin. Nope. None of that. So just those kind of really scary hard drugs I did not do. Just for the record, you can name the rest of them anyways, but it's been 18 entire years. I mean, so a baby could grow up and become a military officer and vote and go to war. That's how long it's been. So I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not a young girl. No, I'm not a young girl. I'm not in my 20s. And this woman is still chasing me around. She's still chasing me around on day 4, barging into my room with this belligerent man. It's just never going to end. And so I'm waiting for it's really sad. I agree. It is really sad. I've been very aware of how sad it is with my mother. You can't help but be aware of it. Since I came back and I found those fucking crack pipes, crystal meth pipes, they're the type of pipe that has the glass is a pipe for drugs. So they haven't reinvented it in 18 years. You still have to have some of the same function. It's a glass pipe for drugs. You put whatever drug it is in there, and it heats up, and you puff on it, and all the resin collects, and there's 2 of them. It's the same concept. It's just a little modern because I haven't done drugs in 18 years. So yeah, I guess I've been out of the scene. But there was 2 of them, and the drug addicts are still stashing all their pipes. Like the cops, when they raid, they find the pipes all stashed in blankets all over the couches. It's exactly how I found it, with all the garbage and food and everything around the floor of the couches. And I walked into a crack den. The resin with the pipes, I'm like, holy fucking shit. And I said out loud, I said, oh my God, I'm in a crack house. And my higher power said, shut up. Not out loud, I don't hear it. My higher power said, sometimes it's in my stomach, it's a gut. Like I feel a warm sensation. In my stomach, it was, be quiet. Be quiet. Don't let them know you found those. So I know. I put them somewhere where they're not going to find, unless they probably will. They'll probably go through all my things right now looking for those crack pipes. No, I wouldn't put it past them. But, so I knew then that this was not a good place to be living, and that I was lying to myself to say that this was going to work at all. And so by day 4, I'm sitting outside, freezing, waiting for my bank to open. Thank God it's Saturday. Thank God, because the bank, hopefully in this town, operates on Saturday. I'm hoping it does. And I can get my last $20, and then I can go somewhere warm and not be freezing outside because it's really cold and it's raining. And oh my God. And the thought of this woman demanding that I go walk in, I was sound asleep. I didn't know what was happening. I was so passed out in deep REM sleep. This woman, who is my mother, and her belligerent tyrant husband, who is, this is her 4th husband. She has remained married to him for a while, but she has a record of being pathological, where she gets married over and over again. Husband number 1, husband number 2, husband number 3, husband number 4. I had to go through this as a young woman, okay? So this husband she stayed with, but this guy, he's got a house. Oh, I haven't even told you about the house. What I fucking even saw in there. We haven't talked about that yet. But he's got this house with crack pipes and cracked in the attic. He's barging in to my room. It's fucking pitch black. I don't know what time it is. It must be 6. It must be 7 a.m. They're telling me I don't have time to brush my teeth. I don't have time to wash my face off with water. I don't have time to put underwear on. I'm going to get an eval, and they were filming me and shouting it. Shouting at the top of their lungs. My cats were terrified. My animals were running and scared. They barge in and they scare the living shit out of me. They scare the living shit out of my animals. They're filming it. I don't know what that was about. But this is the kind of behavior that only you would match it up with the crack pipes I found. I don't know what the camera phone was, they thought that would help them. And they were telling me that they were scared of me. And that's always what she was saying. She was saying, I'm scared for myself, and I'm scared you're going to hurt yourself. She kept saying that she thought I was going to hurt myself, and that she was scared for herself. And just textbook shit to try to get me arrested. I was racing to get my pants on. I'm saying, what's happening? What is going on? And she said, that's it. You said we were criminals. You're talking about us on the internet. She didn't know I had found those pipes filled with resin stuffed in blankets in the crack den in her fucking attic. She didn't know I'd found those pipes. And they were belligerent in a tirade, by definition, about being accused of being criminal. And then she went on and on about how even if I went into a eval and it went well, she even had it planned out in her mind, and she said this verbatim, even if your eval goes well and they don't commit to you, you cannot come back to this house. And I will never forget her saying that. So the point of what she was doing was throwing me out. And nobody needs to be evaled when they're just waking up out of REM and they haven't even brushed their teeth. I mean, the fact that she was doing that, and then she was threatening to call the police there for an eval. She was trying to do that, but I don't think that they're even convinced that that's going to work, because I'm not needing to be picked up and hauled to a hospital. No. And I have an appointment with a therapist, which I had said on video. I can't wait to do that. And anyone can understand with what I'm saying now. Oh my God. So no, my mother is so abusive. I'm thrilled to go to a personal counselor. This woman is 74 years old. And she is still behaving like this with crack pipes in her cracked in attic. And so I had to throw all this crap out of her house. And then this morning in her tirade with her rather large, physically threatening, the man's face was all red. Neither of them are kept, they don't brush their hair. They look like they just rolled out of bed. No, they don't look good. They don't. The man, I can see that he would have trouble getting a job. I knew that when I got there. I thought, oh, that explains it. I had some questions about Jim, and then I saw him, and I was like, oh, that explains it. No, I mean, if he went for a job interview, it would be either a mental health issue that I would think he had, or he had a serious drug habit. And then with what I saw him doing in the laundry room, and then I saw the crack pipes in the couch stuffed up in blankets, and I basically don't need to have any more proof beyond a urine analysis. They can go ahead and get UA'd. I'm done. So I'm waiting for my bank. I'm going to get out of the cold. I'm going to warm up. Hopefully the bank operates. And I'm going to call the shelters, because I knew it when I found the pipes. And I knew it on it was like the evening of day 2. He came and stormed into my room. He started shouting. This is what's interesting about him. is he shouts like a gorilla, like shouting, belligerent, and his face is all red, and then he'll tell you that he's not doing that. So you know you're dealing with someone who's so irrational, so unreasonable. And I was, to de-escalate it, I was intentionally trying to de-escalate it because the guy, I already found drug pipes in their house. He looks really bad. He looks like he rolled out of bed. I'm not trying to get into it with anybody like that, especially a guy. He looks really bad, like a bum. It looks like a bum. His hair is like to his chin. His hair's all long. He just doesn't look so great. He wears these bummy sweaters and bummy pants. He looks really bad, okay? They both do. And he's shouting about the heater. And so the room up there, that crack room that I cleaned up, gets super, super cold. And I had the heater going, and out of nowhere, he's telling me I can't have the heater, and it had to be turned off. And that was the first time that he told me that I had to leave and go to a shelter. So I was already being thrown out by Jim that night on day 2 because I wanted to have a heater in the room. And I can go into this more clearly, but I want to wrap up this testimony because I don't want to do this because they have given me so much to talk about on the internet. In a matter of 4 days, it would blow your mind. Okay, so I was denied heat. I was denied food. There wasn't any food in their house. For 3 entire days, there was no food. It's really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and look for my bank now, and we'll talk later.